The two big budget changes, the two big changes that really grabbed the attention were the proposal to remove all restrictions on how you can draw your pension fund. Of course, that won't come in until next year, 2015, with some interim changes that will make it a lot easier in relation to cap drawdown and flexible drawdown. And the second change, of course, the significant raising of the annual ISA contribution limit to £15,000. Those two things have caused some to consider ISA or pension. Well, let's first say, and this is a very old comparison, let's not forget, made new by these changes. But let's not forget, many people actually won't have a choice. Of course, those that have already invested up to the maximum in their pension, that are caught by the lifetime allowance or the annual allowance, won't be able to put any more into their registered pension and generate relief. Those that are up to the ISA limit already, or once you get up to the ISA limit of £15,000, won't have a choice. So we're considering the choice for money that's available where you do have a choice between pensions and ISA, i.e. you have some of your ISA allowance still to use up, i.e. you have some of your pension allowance still to use up. That's where the choice has to be made. Now there you're considering both tax implications and the general implications of the nature of the investment that you're investing in. The first thing, tax. It's a very easy comparison really. When you make an investment into a registered pension arrangement, the investment is going to generate tax relief. More money is going to be working for you inside the pension fund than is going to be working for you inside the ISA, because you don't get tax relief on the contribution to the ISA. Once you're in the fund, of course, both funds are going to be tax-free. Income and capital gains are going to be tax-free inside the ISA and, of course, inside the pension. Chronologically, at the end, when you take your money out, of course, from an ISA, however you take it out, by way of income or by capital withdrawal or in instalments, is going to be tax-free. From a pension standpoint, some of it's going to be tax-free, the tax-free cash, but the rest, however you take it, as a regular payment or as a tax-free, or as a, not tax-free, as a lump sum, is going to be taxable. So we're really measuring from a tax standpoint on the basis of similarity or exactly the same position on the investment period, but we're looking at a pension being significantly advantaged at the front end and an ISA being advantaged at the back end. So when you look at that, most certainly the pension arrangement is going to give you more money working for your benefit and over a longer term is going to produce, all other things being equal, charges, fund performance, a better fund when you start to think about drawing it down. However, the ISA is going to give you complete tax freedom when you take the money, as I've already mentioned. So what we're looking at here is possibly an individual who can put money in when he's a higher rate taxpayer and take it out when he's a basic rate taxpayer being far better served with a pension. An individual putting money in when they're a basic rate taxpayer but expect to be a higher rate taxpayer, when they come out, you might be looking at an ISA being potentially suitable, or if you've got to worry about tax rates shooting up significantly in the future. Most, I believe, especially given the newfound freedoms in relation to pensions and how you can draw the money down, would probably go for the pension choice because of the significant tax advantage at the front end. But then let's move away from the kind of quantitative aspects and look at the qualitative aspects of the choice. And that really comes down to one main issue, and that's access. You will be able to access your pension fund currently under the rules after age 55, whereas the ISA, you can access it at any time. Even that 55 age, in relation to the pension drawdown, is going to move upwards, so we're told. The other issue to consider is if you're worried about inheritance tax, the pension is going to be always, at least under the current rules, inheritance tax free. When you look at the ISA, it's not. It's subject to inheritance tax. It's non-assignable. Of course, the only exception to that rule would be if the ISA, to the extent that it's invested in AIM-listed securities that qualify for business property relief. So basically, interesting choices. For some people, there'll be no choice because of the limits, either on pension contribution or an ISA. And for the rest, it's going to be a question of tax and need for access that will drive the decision.